Hello, and welcome to Total Holistic Life Show with your host, Dr. Anya Temer. Conversations about digging deep to find the root cause of chronic pain, illness, using the latest scientific cutting-edge technology to promote health, wellness, and anti-aging. You could find us on our website, totalholisticcenter.com. Join us for our shows and call in with any questions you have at 888-565-1470. And now, let's get on with the show. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Total Holistic Life Show with your host, Dr. Anya Temer. Wow, we're all the way into the holiday season, right? We just had Hanukkah here, and we're coming up to other holidays. And New Year's is around the corner. Wow. This year is a little different, right? Everybody's just waiting for 2020 to just finally skedaddle, get out of here. We're done with it. 2021 is coming. And you know what? 1st of January is an exciting day for a lot of people. People create New Year's resolutions. I don't know if people are in the mood this year, but there's always this new energy, new hope, new chapter that we're opening up that creates this beautiful light energy, and it's a potential to create momentum. It's a potential to start something new. It's a potential to finally create the life that you want. And here on Total Holistic Life Show, we usually speak about wellness, holistic wellness, and true health. How do you really get truly healthy? Not just mimicking and the symptom management and decreasing your symptoms for a little bit of a time, temporary. How do you really become truly healthy in mind and body and your lifestyle? So that's what we're going to talk about here today. Please, I'm here actually recording this live on Facebook, so if you guys have any questions, you could ask me live. And we're going to be airing the show this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. on the radio, so you guys could watch and listen as well. If any questions, you could also call us directly to our office, 561-323-4994. 561-323-4994. It's Total Holistic Center. And if you would like more information about us, you could go to totalholisticcenter.com. So one of the major things that people think about when you think about New Year's resolutions is weight loss, right? That's what comes to mind, because that's one of the signs in our society that we are progressing, that we're getting healthier, that we're getting our life in control. And unfortunately, our society is set up in a way that makes it opposite. It makes it harder for us to create this healthy life, this healthy, fit body. We're surrounded by so many things that are easily derailing us, right? So it's much harder if you just let it go and don't focus on the goal and just do whatever it is and follow the standard American diet, which is short SAD, SAD. It's much harder to just focus on that. So as a physician, as a medical doctor who does more holistic type of work, I've seen it over and over again that sometimes we kind of try to roll our ball up the hill and do it the hard way. Especially if you're somebody who, whether you know it or not, has some kind of chronic issues in your body. If your metabolism is not functioning properly, if you're vitamin deficient, if you have too many toxins in your body accumulated over the time, or if you have too many toxins surrounding you, if your hormones are not functioning properly, if your thyroid is not functioning properly, if your digestion is not fully functioning properly, you're going to be rolling that big, huge boulder up a hill and then it's gonna roll on top of you. And that's what we see happening with these yo-yo type of situations where you get yourself motivated on, for example, January 1st, you start this momentum and you're pretty much functioning on pure willpower. On the first few weeks, you're excited, you're full of energy, and you're pushing through it. And you're really pushing that boulder up a hill. But once the going gets hard, and it will get hard, sometimes after a few days, sometimes after a few weeks, or even some people make it to a month, 1 or 2. And then your automatic system kicks in. Your automatic habits kick in. Your mindset kicks in. Your psychology kicks in. And everything kind of goes down the drain. And this is where the cycle starts, this roller coaster. So how do we fix it? How do we change it? Because doing the same thing every year and setting yourself up for failure every single year gets a little depressing over time. And I have Dawn here with me, who's going to help me with some questions, right?
So as we age, people just don't feel good. How do they even know where to even start, whether it's thyroid or hormone or stress or anxiety? Now there's so many different levels of things. We don't even know where to start with one. Can you help do an overall look and then reset?
Absolutely. There's so many aspects to our health. We have our physical body, we have our environment, we have our lifestyle, we have our mindset, our emotions. So there's so much to start even with our physical body. One of the best ways to go to make it the easiest for you is to focus on the individualized program, to make sure that you know exactly how your own body functions and what is going on in your body. You could do regular blood tests like they do in regular doctor's office when you go for checkup. It doesn't give us that much information. It does give us a snapshot of what's going on at this point. But even when we talk about, for example, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, those are the building blocks that we need in order for our body to do its job. If you want to create more health, if you want your body to start healing, if you want your body to start giving away that extra fat, right, if you have, we need to provide our body with the building blocks that it needs. And how do we know that? The only way to truly know is to do an individualized blood test and to figure out what's going on within your own body. What are you deficient in? What your body is requiring?
Do you work with hormones also? Because I think people aren't sleeping. Well, at least for me, I don't sleep. I'm anxious, all these things. And then to put weight loss on top of it, I just want to keep going every day without another ache or pain.
Absolutely.
Will some of this lab work help identify where to start and what's going on hormonally?
Yeah, so hormones, the way I look at hormones, the hormones themselves are not the problem. Hormones are part of the symptom. Because if our body is not functioning properly to begin with, if there's something in our metabolism, something that stands in the way of our body properly functioning, the hormones are going to get out of whack as well. So by fixing, quote unquote, or healing everything else first, making sure our diet is proper. For example, we make sure that it's more anti-inflammatory than inflammatory. We decrease the inflammation in the body. We fill those gaps of what our body needs. Sometimes it's as easy as adding some magnesium, some vitamin C, some antioxidants, some fatty acids, and all of a sudden your hormones are getting better. So there is definitely a way to test. There's definitely a way to take a snapshot and dig a little deeper.
Oh, Doc, I wanted to ask you, as you get older, your digestive system becomes compromised and it doesn't work as well. And you begin to feel sluggish, which has its own unfortunates because of what we're currently going through. Everybody thinks now that they have the virus simply because their stomach is not doing what it used to do when they were 20 years younger. I wanted to ask you, what can you do to rectify, number one, if your digestive system has been compromised because of things you took in the earlier age, like mine, I took tetracycline, for acne and everything else, and it destroyed the linings of my wall.
Yeah.
And I know that my digestive system is very sluggish. What can you do, especially during the holidays when everything has a lot of fats in it, everything has a lot of booze in it, and everything else? Besides not doing this stuff and not eating and
Yeah.
changing your life, what can you do?
Yeah, so about not eating it and not participating in it, we're all human. And especially this year, people are probably thinking, I just need some relief, just something to make me feel good. And our food is something that's habitual, that gives us pleasure, that gives us company, that we're used to being social, maybe even if it's over Zoom. But as we age, you're absolutely correct. What we put in our body and our digestive system really creates the quality of our life. We don't talk about it often enough, but there is a gut-brain connection. So the neurotransmitters, the little particles that create our emotions, are literally created in our digestive system. So if we are not taking the time to figure out what's going on with our digestive system and how to heal it, then our moods are all over the place, we're anxious, we're depressed. And the first thing that we do is our society, we go for antidepressants, for sleeping medications, for anti-anxiety medications. Those do have their place, don't get me wrong. Just let's try to heal things up first, give it a little bit of time and see, maybe it will improve on its own. So what you were talking about, as somebody who took antibiotics for a while, you basically kill off the bad guys, the bad bacteria in your GI system, but also the good. So you need to replenish it. And we do have testing that specifically tests to see your individualized gut flora, which means what good bacteria is there, what bad bacteria is there, what's missing, what's there too much of. And then we create individualized protocol. I personally use more natural herbs and supplements. I don't really use synthetic medications with my patients to recreate that healthier gut flora. Did it answer your question?
And all of this is done through lab work. You're not just guessing. And I think that's probably the most important thing about your practice, about Total Holistic, is you identify it through testing.
Yeah.
And you're not just saying take these things because your friend or your neighbor's taking them. It's all individualized based on your history, based on genetics, based on the tests that you run.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a way people could guess. People could try and error, do trial and error type of situation. Some people do elimination diets that take months and months of hard work of really figuring out if any foods give you sensitivities, if you get inflamed through certain foods. You could do all that. You could try guessing. You could try for a few months or even years. But easier, something that's actually going to give you results quicker. And this is what actually will give you more motivation. When you see results quickly, you start getting more motivated because you finally realize, oh my goodness, I have hope. I see that this could be done. I start believing in myself. But if you're doing the same thing over and over, for example, somebody's trying to lose weight, but they have all those issues standing behind them, and they don't see any progress, after a few weeks, after a few months, they're just gonna give up, because who wants to put so much work in and not get any results? That's hard.
That's correct. Also, if you talk about diabetes itself, changes parts of the body as you age. Mm-hmm. So somebody can be doing exercise and everything else, it still doesn't mean that the digestive system is accurate. It could be sluggish. There's a reason that the body's not doing what it's doing. Do you work with people like that and to try to find the bottom line?
Absolutely. Pretty much a lot of people that come to us, to Total Holistic Center, they come after years and years and years of chronic illness. So they're exactly what you just said. They already tried everything. They already tried different medications. They tried different programs. They went to different medical doctors. And they're kind of losing hope. At this point, they're like, okay, this is my last step. Let me just try this one more thing. So a lot of people see them already at the end of the rope, basically. But then that's that gives me the most reward, because after a few months, all of a sudden they start feeling better, where 20 years prior to that, they didn't see any results. So it's definitely very rewarding for us and for them, because they start getting motivated again. They start getting excited again about the possibility of living a different life and feeling better.
And losing weight, right? I mean,
Yeah.
diabetes can be because you're eating the wrong things and your body isn't processing. And when you start losing the weight because you're eating the right foods, good things begin to happen.
Absolutely.
Even the journey you could do with other people if you don't want to do it alone.
Oh, it's so much better to do it with other people. We're social beings. Even when people who are like me, I'm an introvert, but I still need to be around other people, right? Especially when it comes to accountability and motivation. When we're doing something with accountability of at least one more person, which I see all the time, that people that start programs in Total Holistic Center, they've tried doing it alone at first, and they don't really get much out of it, even if they're on the right track, because they start doubting themselves, they start maybe procrastinating, they don't have the habits that are solid, rock solid. So when you have accountability, and our plans, this is what we structure them around, is every 2 weeks or at least every month, we're one-on-one, either virtually on video or they come to our office. And that's when, you know, we actually see each other face to face, and we start to figure out what's going on. We troubleshoot, we see what didn't go right. And the first thing I always say, you're human. You're never going to be perfect. We just have to figure out ways to make it easier for you. So for example, food, right? We were talking about how food is pleasure. So let's find substitutions that are still filling your cravings, that are still giving you that satisfaction and pleasure. Like if you're used to eating something crunchy, and that's what gives you that good feeling, and you're used to relaxing at the end of the day, watching a nice show and eating something crunchy, let's find that crunch, but in something that's a little less inflammatory. And there's many, many different options.
I know you're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, maybe you can talk about stress, because right now I think people are at an all-time high on stress, and how you can help them, even if they're in New York or another state. They don't have to be right here in Florida. You can help people virtually.
Absolutely. So stress right now is huge. Our whole world is going crazy, and there's so much pressure on everyone's shoulders. And I see it over again in our patients. There's a lot of exacerbations of chronic issues because of the stress. So yes, we will talk about it after commercial break. And Total Holistic Center is available to anybody, anywhere, because we do virtual sessions over video or over the phone. So feel free to call us 561-323-4994, and you can visit us at totalholisticcenter.com. And I will see you after commercial break.
Are your health issues stopping you from living the life you've imagined? Are you unable to do the things you want to do due to chronic pain or chronic health issues? Have you seen many doctors, taken multiple medications, but are still suffering? Or are you simply looking for ways to boost your immune system and live a long and healthy life? Total Holistic Center is the solution you've been looking for. We provide you with out-of-the-box, cutting-edge scientific technologies for true health, wellness, and anti-aging via phone, in-person, or virtual video consultations. Some of our services include total wellness consultations, where we dig deeper into underlying root causes of chronic health issues, and personalized 360 wellness protocols customized specifically just for you based on your individualized biomarkers. Visit us at www.totalholisticcenter.com or call us at 561-323-4994.
You've been listening to the Total Holistic Life Show with Dr. Anya Temer. Call into the show live at 888-565-1470. If you have any questions, please call the Total Holistic Wellness team at 561-323-4994. And now on with the show.
Hi, welcome back to Total Holistic Life Show with your host, Dr. Anya Temer. And before commercial break, we started talking about this huge thing that right now on top of all of our shoulders, stress. Stress, anxiety, worry. We right now live in the world that I think is the most uncertain it's been in a long time. And uncertainty is one of the things that causes us human beings the most stress, because we can't really tell what's going to happen. We feel so out of control. We don't even know what tomorrow is going to bring. You know, is our loved one is going to be here? Am I going to be here? Is our business going to be here? Is my job going to be here? It's just completely stress-provoking for us as human beings. And stress is one of the biggest disruptors of health, because stress decreases our immune system very, very easily so. And if you're somebody who suffered with any kind of health symptoms, you could probably tell that as soon as you start getting just a little stressed out, just a little anxious or worried, all of a sudden things just go downhill. So how do we prevent this, and what do we do about it? Because unfortunately, we cannot change the world right now. We cannot change what's happening around us. But all that we could do, one thing we could always do, is we could focus on how we could control ourselves, how we could control our own body, how we can control our own emotions. How can we focus on things that are certain? So our own actions could be certain, because we could know that if I said to myself, I'm going to do A, B, and C, I personally have the power to do that. A lot of us, unfortunately, break promises to ourselves, which brings a lot more uncertainty and anxiety. And that's one thing I want to invite you to start doing, even before New Year's resolution, before that January 1st. Start catching yourself making a promise to yourself, or making a commitment to yourself, and then breaking it. And that feels pretty bad to us as human beings. That makes us stop trusting in our own power to create change in our life. That creates doubt, that decreases our self-esteem, and that's something that just decreases our satisfaction of life. So I would invite you to start with something. These couple of weeks that we have, is a couple of weeks, my goodness, it's already less, right? Less than 2 weeks before New Year's. Start noticing when you say you're gonna do something to yourself. It's not even anybody else that's involved. If you say to yourself, tomorrow I'm gonna get up at this time or that time, just do it. Do whatever it is that you need to do to convince yourself. Coach yourself in your head to say, I promise this to myself, I'm gonna do it. And this is one of the things that we focus on Total Holistic Center, is coaching and teaching you. When we sit down one-on-one, whether it's virtually over in a video or one-on-one in our office, I show you how to really coach yourself through this process. Because as we said, you're human. You're not going to be perfect every step of the way. Do you guys still have any questions for me? We only have a couple of minutes left.
How do people get in touch with you? Because this sounds amazing, but between stress and weight loss, what's the best way to reach you, either virtually or in person?
Absolutely. So we do have everything set up for a virtual appointment. It feels just like we're seeing each other in person. Even if you're not tech savvy, we guide you step by step. We had patients who are over 100 years old who were able to get on Zoom with us. So don't worry about it. Don't worry if you're not a technologically savvy person. We'll get you on. You could call us for your free consultation at 561-323-4994, or you could visit us and schedule your free consultation there at totalholisticcenter.com. And please come to us. Let's get you in for your individualized protocol. Let's see what's stopping your body from being as healthy as possible, so that you could start next year with a different result. And by next January 1st, you might need to make a different New Year's resolution, not the same one you've been making over and over again. So have a good evening. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Bye. You've been listening to Total Holistic Life Show with your host, Dr. Anya Temer. Join us each week for more conversations about digging deep to find the root cause of chronic illness and latest scientific cutting-edge technology to promote health, wellness, and anti-aging. You could follow us at totalholisticcenter.com. If you have any questions, call us directly at 561-323-4994.